Welcome to Sam Podcast.
Enjoy listening to English every day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3 of the Sam Podcast. We'll be talking about business plans this season with me, Mr. Sam. This season is all about helping entrepreneurs understand how to build strong, actionable business plans for a variety of businesses. Some are very visible and glamorous, and others are service-oriented or retail-focused. Today, we're diving into a business that's all about luxury, creativity, and personal experience. How to write a business plan for a perfume store. I know what you're thinking. Perfume? Isn't that just bottles and pretty scents? Well, yes, but there's a lot more behind the scenes. From sourcing quality ingredients to understanding customer preferences, location strategy, and marketing, creating a perfume store business plan is a meticulous process. To help us unpack this topic and to argue with me along the way, we have a very special guest today. She's a retail and luxury product consultant with extensive experience helping small businesses establish themselves in competitive markets. Please welcome Ms. Vanessa Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. I'm thrilled to be here, and I've been warned. I think I'm here to challenge your opinions, right?
That's correct. You're here to argue and keep me honest.
Perfect. I love a good debate.
Let's kick off with a bold statement. I sometimes feel that a perfume store is simply enough to open without a formal business plan.
Oh no, Sam. That's where I immediately disagree.
I expected that.
You can't just throw some bottles on a shelf and call it a business, especially in the perfume industry.
All right, I'll bite. Why not?
Because luxury retail, even on a small scale, involves carefully managing inventory, supplier relationships, marketing, brand identity, and customer experience. Miss one of those, and your store could fail before it even opens.
You're making me think. But some might argue that small niche perfume stores succeed just by offering unique scents in a local market.
That can happen, yes, but those entrepreneurs are usually testing ideas without the cushion of a proper business plan. They take on more risk.
Fair enough. Let's break it down so listeners can understand step by step.
Absolutely. Let's start with the first part of the business plan, the executive summary.
The executive summary, the supposed overview of everything. I've always wondered why we write this first if it summarizes everything else.
That's actually a common question. Most entrepreneurs write it last after completing the full plan.
Makes sense. So what should it include for a perfume store?
The executive summary should briefly outline A, the store concept, niche, luxury, artisanal, imported, etc. B, target customers, luxury buyers, casual fragrance enthusiasts, gift buyers. C, store and location and design concept. D, product line and pricing strategy. And E, expected revenue and growth projections.
So if someone only reads the executive summary, they should understand the entire business vision.
Exactly. It's like a mini pitch.
Now we move to the business description. What makes a perfume store unique?
Many people don't realize how diverse the perfume industry is. A store could focus on artisanal, small-batch perfumes, international luxury brands, niche fragrances for collectors, or personalized fragrance experiences, custom blending.
Interesting. So a new store has to define its niche clearly.
Absolutely. Trying to sell every type of perfume will dilute your brand and confuse customers.
So starting small and focused is actually better.
Exactly. And this is where the business plan helps clarify strategy.
Let's talk market research. Why is it so important for a perfume store?
Perfume is not just a product, it's an experience. Customers are selective and competition can be fierce. Research answers who are your customers, who are your competitors, and what are the market trends.
So customer analysis first, yes?
Yes. Identify demographics, age range, teens, adults, mature buyers, lifestyle and spending habits, preference for niche versus mainstream products, frequency of purchases, gifts, personal use, special occasions.
Makes sense. And competitor analysis?
Look at other stores in the area. How do they price? What brands do they carry? And what is their marketing strategy? This helps position your store.
I see.
And trends?
Trends could include growing interest in sustainable or natural perfumes, personalized scent experiences, subscription boxes, or online sales.
So your plan should anticipate what buyers want next.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk products. What does a perfume store include in a business plan about inventory?
It should list the main product offerings, including perfume brands and categories, bottle sizes and variations, gift sets and packaging options, custom scent services.
Some might argue that stocking too many brands increases costs.
Yes, which is why a focused and curated inventory is better for startups.
Quality over quantity, basically.
Exactly. And this section should also discuss suppliers. Where are you sourcing your perfumes? How reliable are they?
I didn't think about supply chain risks for a small perfume store.
They're very real.
Location is key for retail. How should a perfume store choose a location?
Several factors: foot traffic in high-end shopping areas, proximity to complementary businesses, fashion boutiques, salons, visibility and accessibility, affordability relative to expected sales.
So it's a balance between exposure and costs.
Exactly. A great location increases visibility but may increase rent significantly.
That needs to be carefully planned in the financial section.
Yes, otherwise your profits could disappear.
Marketing a perfume store seems tricky.
It's actually very creative.
How so?
You can use social media campaigns showcasing scents and packaging, influencer collaborations, in-store fragrance events, gift set promotions around holidays, loyalty programs, and VIP experiences.
Events are especially important for luxury products.
Yes, fragrance is sensory. Customers want to experience it before buying.
So marketing and store experience go hand in hand.
Exactly.
Operations. Sound effect, shop door chime, soft background activity. Operations. Sounds mundane but crucial.
Absolutely. It includes staff roles, sales associates, store manager, inventory management, customer service standards, and opening and closing procedures.
Even small stores need clear procedures.
Yes, especially if you want repeat customers.
Now, the financial plan, the scary part for many.
Yes, but also the foundation of a solid business.
What should it include for a perfume store?
A. Startup costs, store renovation, inventory, POS system, marketing. B. Monthly operating costs, rent, utilities, staff salaries. C. Sales projections. D. Break-even analysis. And E. Profit forecasts.
Inventory is usually the largest expense, I assume.
Yes, and that's why it must be carefully planned.
Okay, Vanessa, one last debate. Some entrepreneurs say business plans are useless because the market always changes.
Partially true, but that's missing the point.
Which is?
The business plan isn't a crystal ball. It's a map to guide decision-making and reduce risk. You can update it as conditions change.
So it's flexible.
Exactly.
Vanessa, today's conversation was incredible.
I really enjoyed it.
And before we close, your key advice for someone writing a business plan for a perfume store.
A. Research your market and competitors. B. Focus on a clear niche and product line. C. Plan finances carefully, including startup costs and inventory. D. Create an engaging customer experience.
Perfect advice. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to the SAM podcast. Today, we explored how to write a business plan for a perfume store, and I hope this helps you understand how detailed planning can make the difference between success and failure.
See you next episode.